It's Game 3 of a 4-game series against the San Antonio Missions, and we're joined today on the Riders pregame show by catcher Patrick Cantwell. Pat, a little bit of an extended time off for you. It's your first game in the batting lineup since Sunday. Here you're dealing with a tired arm, for lack of a better term. Is this something you've dealt with before?
No, I've never really had any arm injuries, so when it originally began, I kind of just thought it was my shoulder acting up, being a little sore, and I tried to play through it, and unfortunately I made it worse, and I should have went and gotten treatment, and I didn't. So, it's on me, and I'm doing the right things now to try and get back in the lineup, and I'm grateful that I get some DH appearances to keep my bat in the lineup. So, right now it's just working hard to get back in there, and hopefully this weekend or next week I'll be back in there.
To what extent do you think fatigue is a factor? Here we are with less than 15 games remaining in the regular season. Is your arm just a little bit worn out?
It could be. Probably a bunch of different factors adding up to it. It's just one of those things that, guys are going to go through, and if it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. So something that I've learned from, it could have been prevented, and, from now on, I'll know the proper way to go about, dealing with something like that.
The competitor in you, it's got to be tough to be out of the lineup for 4 days, and I noticed you haven't caught in 2 weeks now, but do you see any value mentally or physically in some time away?
There's always value when you're around the field, at BP, infield, outfield, anything that you could pick up on to help yourself or help a teammate is always valuable. So, just getting to sit here and watch and pick the coach's brains as, the game's going on is always helpful. So I try and learn a little bit every day and take something away from the field that you didn't know at the start of the day.
Catchers, typically, the focus is, of course, on the defensive side of things, and the roles have kind of been reversed on you now as you've been strictly focusing on offense for the better part of the past 2 weeks. What have you made of that opportunity?
It's great to be in the lineup. It's a little different. I'm used to being in every pitch, every play, so I'm coming in the dugout and, I'm ready to go, ready to hit. And DHing's a little different. It's dealing with a different animal there. You got to stay focused, keep your mind in the game, keep your body loose. You don't want to go up all stiff and, take a bad swing and now you're hurt again. So there's little things that go into everything, and, I'm grateful that I've had the opportunity to DH, but, I miss being behind the plate big time.
Riders catcher Patrick Cantwell with us on the pregame show today. One of the many new teammates that you have is another catcher, Jorge Alfaro. Of course, everyone knows about the rocket arm. Is there anything else about his game that impresses you from what you've seen so far?
Everything he does impresses me. He's a 21-year-old, just house of muscle. Everything he does in the weight room to how he runs down the first baseline. He never takes a play off. He's always out there to, try and help the team out. So, I give Georgie all the credit in the world. He comes in, he gets his work done, he's trying to learn, and he's doing a great job at doing it. So, I tip my cap to him.
What do you think he needs to do to take his game to the next step?
Just taking a little bit from every day that he comes to the field. I have 3 or 4 years experience in game calling on him. I got to call all the pitches in college and, so forth in Spokane. So I was head up on the competition there, but, he's learning quickly and he's doing a great job at it. He's done a phenomenal job the past 2 weeks with our pitching staff, catching shutouts, catching 1 or 2 run games, and, he's learning quickly, and I'm excited to see what's in the future for him.
Looking at last night's starting pitcher, Andrew Faulkner, he's struggled a little bit in his last couple of outings. Really seems like he's adjusting to the AA level since his promotion from Myrtle Beach. What are some things that he's working on right now to kind of get over this rut that he might be in?
He's facing new guys. He's throwing to new catchers. It's just one of those things. It's a growing pain. That's all it is. In Myrtle, he got away with throwing his fastball a lot. And here, might have to change it up a little bit, get some different looks in there. But, he has a great fastball. He's a great mound presence. Not much bothers him. So he's a great guy to catch, fun guy. His struggles are just a little bump in the road for him. He's got a bright future ahead of him, too.
Patrick, the pitchers on this team love having you behind home plate in game situations. What are the things that you do to establish such a strong rapport with your battery mates?
A lot of that's off the field stuff. Bullpens during BP, shagging, just talking to them, finding out what they're comfortable with, what they're not comfortable with. Knowing what pitches they want to throw when. You know, I know when they're getting upset or, you know, annoyed or frustrated with an ump or a batter or, you know, guys having a good at-bat. It's all about, you know, being able to slow the game down for them. So, you know, I think that helps me. And, you know, I have no problem going out there and taking a second or two for them to catch their breath and regroup. So, you know, I think that's helped me a lot, you know, get on some pitchers' good sides. But, you know, then again, there's guys who like to move quickly. And, you know, I've had guys who, not here, but I've had guys who don't like it so much when I come out to the mound. It's just one of those things that, you know, you learn just from being around them. And, you know, like I said, it just comes back to, you know, taking in your surroundings and learning something new every day about somebody that, you know, potentially could help the team.
All the guys you've caught this year, not asking you to pick a favorite or anything like that, but do you feel you have a particularly strong connection with a guy or two in particular?
I mean, I've been with Alec Asher since Spokane. I think we're the only two guys from that team. I could be wrong, you know, to be up here together. So I've been with him for, you know, a half season there. Then we went to Instructs together, and then last year in Myrtle, Instructs again, and now this year. So, you know, me and him have a pretty good connection, usually on the same page. And, you know, he's hitting full stride here as the season comes to an end. So, you know, I'm excited for Alec, and, you know, I love working with him. I love working with all our guys. But if I had to say who I probably knew the best, I would probably say Alec Asher.
Backstop Patrick Cantwell with us on the Riders pregame show. Offensively, Patrick, you've been a great role model in terms of steady improvement throughout the course of the season. And I know that your focus is getting on base. Really, that's any hitter's focus. But throughout the year, now you're on the verge of career highs in average, hits, doubles, RBI, and then some. How have you taken the next step in your growth at the plate?
For me, it's been a lot more mental than anything else. You know, not beating myself up after a bad at-bat and understanding where I went wrong and talking to, you know, Jason Hart, Jason Wood, Jimmy Valade, all those guys that are in there. Jeff Andrews, our pitching coach, sees a lot. You know, he's seen a lot of swings in his time too. So, you know, it's just taking a little bit from those guys who know so much about the game and, you know, picking out what's going to help me and what's going to work for me and being able to, you know, kind of forget about everything else. So, you know, it's one of those things where a coach could say something to you and, you know, maybe it's not for you, and then he'll say something for you, and, you know, that's what makes it click. And I got real hot for a while, and hopefully, you know, I could keep my approach and keep my cool, because, you know, it's not easy to go up there, you know, and strike out or fly out in a big spot, but it's, you know, that's the game of baseball. That's what makes it great. You know, there's always another at-bat somewhere down the line.
On a personal note, Patrick, as we wrap up, football season is right around the corner, and I know that you're a fan of the Green Bay Packers. You're also a Long Island native. I'm just wondering what the connection is between you and Cheesehead Nation.
When I was younger, my Nana actually bought me some Packers gear, and ever since then, it was just one of those things like, oh, I have a Packers shirt and a Packers hat. I might as well wear it and start liking the team. So my dad was a big fan of Brett Favre, so whenever he was on, we would watch him, and it just kind of blossomed into a Green Bay Packers fan.
A lot more optimism up there, I think, than there is with the Cowboys this year. But in all seriousness, best of luck getting the arm back to health. We're looking forward to seeing you behind home plate, and best of luck at the dish. Staying cool, calm, and collected at the plate. Thanks again.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, he's Patrick Cantwell. We're back in a moment on the Riders Baseball Network.